Hi, this is 𝘈𝘱𝘱𝘳𝘚𝘕, and today I'm going to discuss the unit number 1 of the Proqual NVQ Level 6 Diploma, that is Promote a Positive Health and Safety Culture. And the learning outcome that we need to discuss today is learning outcome number 2. Be able to develop links with appropriate people and groups on health and safety matters. So this is the learning outcome number 2. Now, the learning outcome number 2, it is the expectations of the Proqual from the learner that he must have to understand. He must know about the importance of developing links, because individual or isolated person or isolation is nothing. You need a group of people to create the synergy, because synergy have more impact, synergy have more influence on the people's mind regarding a specific topic. So the topic is health and safety. So in these health and safety matters, you needs to develop links with the appropriate people. So how to develop link, how to identify the people, everything will be discussed in the learning outcome number 2. In order to satisfy each learning outcome, you have to complete different assessment criteria. And the assessment criteria 2.1 is identify people and groups with whom to develop links on health and safety matters within the organization and external to the organization. In this, basically, if you want to develop link with appropriate people and groups in your organization, initially you need to identify, and this identification is the assessment criteria 2.1. You need to identify different groups or different peoples with whom you have to develop the link within the organization and out of the organization. So if you want to develop links within the organization, initially you need to identify the people within the organization. So how you can identify the people? When you are conducting meetings, in those meetings you can identify the people having an influence on the others, like on the individuals working on the workplace, or having more interest, more like approach, more intention towards occupational health and safety. So you can identify those peoples. You just have to shortlist those peoples in this assessment criteria 2.1. If you are conducting conductors contractors inductions, so in that induction meeting you have to identify the people who are having more interest, more information about occupational health and safety, and they want to take care of their own self and the take care of the self of the others. So you need to identify the persons from the contractors, so that will be from external to the organization. When you are talking about the supplier questionnaires, definitely the suppliers are the third party, they are external to the organization. When you are conducting a questionnaire, when you are conducting a survey, when you are conducting any event, in that the third parties are there. So in that you have to conduct a questionnaire, you have to circulate a questionnaire. In that you will ask different questions about health and safety matters, and in that way you can identify the people who are having more interest in occupational health and safety. In the next, you can check out the list of professional body memberships, like the people who are working in your organization while having different professional body memberships, like the memberships of IOSH, of IRSAM, or different awarding bodies or regulatory authorities. The person who are having the memberships regarding occupational health and safety, it seems that they are having more interest in occupational health and safety. So you can shortlist those persons in order to satisfy the assessment criteria 2.1. Examples of performance monitoring: you can monitor the performance of the individual within the organization, like the individuals who are performing the jobs without risk, who are performing the jobs without facing any sort of incident or dangerous occurrence. So you can identify those people in the assessment criteria 2.1. Like if you have, now if you are going to share the evidence of email, minutes of meeting, contractor inductions, supplier questionnaires, professional body membership, or examples of performance monitoring. So whatsoever the evidence that you are going to attach in order to satisfy the assessment criteria 2.1, you have to explain that in the workbook. So how you have to explain? Like if you are going to attach the contractor induction meetings or training sessions, so you will mention in the workbook that I have conducted a contractor inductions. They have to come to the workplace, they have to perform certain actions. I have conducted a induction session, and these peoples having more interest in occupational health and safety, having more knowledge regarding occupational health and safety, having some certifications regarding occupational health and safety, have already achieved any sort of training session regarding occupational health and safety. So that's why I have identified these personnels from the contractors. They are to develop the links, and definitely they are going to have a better implication of health and safety matters within the workplace. So this is about the assessment criteria 2.1. Now moving to the assessment criteria 2.2. Assessment criteria 2.2 provides support and assistance to the appropriate people and groups identified in 2.1. In this, uh, you have to work on the people, on the group of people that you have identified in 2.1. Like if you have identified the personnels within the organization, like worker, like management, or like any sort of manager, or someone from suppliers, someone from contractors, whatsoever that you have identified in 2.1. Now you have to provide support and assistance to the appropriate people, to those people. How you can provide support and assistance? Like if someone have some basic information about occupational health and safety, or if someone is showing interest towards occupational health and safety, so how you can provide support and how you can provide assistance to them, so that they can boost up their knowledge, skills, for better implication of health and safety at the workplace. So you can do this by conducting the training sessions, by conducting toolbox talks, by conducting emails, or by generating emails, or by conducting contractor inductions training sessions. Like in these training sessions, TVTs, or the email that you have generated, you have to provide information, you have to share the benefits, you have to share the better implication of health and safety, and how the better implication is going to protect them, is going to protect the environment, and is going to protect the workers over there on the workplace. So this is the session that you have to conduct in order to provide support and assistance to the group of people that you have identified. Remember, when you are going to identify or when you're going to attach the evidence, like regarding training session, in that you're going to provide support and assistance, you have to write some basic information about this in the workbook. And in that workbook you have to mention that in this training session I have engaged like the worker available at the workplace, and you're going to perform, or you're going to provide information, you're going to uh, describe the health and safety matters, you're going to like enlighten the health and safety culture at the workplace. So whatsoever that you have discussed with them in that training session, you have to explain that in 150 to 200 words in order to complete your workbook, and that in this way you can satisfy the assessment criteria 2.2. Now, I have to move to the assessment criteria 2.3. Use appropriate opportunities to develop additional links with the people and groups. Like the people or groups that you have identified in 2.1, and you have discussed latest information, you have shared more information, you have conducted a training session with them. Now what you need to do, you have to create different opportunities, or you have to create new opportunities in order to develop links with them. So how you can do this? You can conduct webinars, you can conduct seminars. Like if you are having if you need to develop link with the contractors or the suppliers, Definitely, they are not coming to the TBTs, they are not coming to the training sessions. So for this, you have to conduct the webinars, you have to conduct the seminars. In these webinars or seminars, you can develop links with them, you can build a rapid with them, and in that way, you can have better application of health and safety standards at your workplace. You can conduct the CPT activities, like if you are having or engaged the personnels who are the members of professional bodies. So to such persons, for such persons, you have to conduct the CPD activities. Like for that CPD, they can improve their competency, knowledge, skills regarding occupational health and safety. So they will take more interest in that because they know that it will improve their CPD. So in this way, you can engage those persons. Now if you have the top management or the managers uh, uh, with whom you need to develop the link, in that you can conduct the meetings, you can issue the appointments of the meetings so to engage those peoples. And the last, plans and projects. If you have the management with you regarding the people and groups for to in order to develop the link, then you needs to plan, you needs to project, and you have to share the plans, you have to share the project regarding occupational health and safety. And in this way, you can engage them, you can indulge them in these activities regarding occupational health and safety. Now the last assessment criteria is 2.4. In this assessment criteria, that is planned implementation of opportunities to develop additional links with people and groups. Like what sort of implement opportunities that you have or that you have identified in 2.3. Now you needs to implement that. So how you are going to implement the seminar or the webinar that you have planned or that you have uh, think in your mind that it will work for you in order to mobilize the contractors or the suppliers. So you have to conduct or you have to uh, physically perform that seminar or webinar in order to engage those peoples. So this is about the implementation phase, about the 2.3. You have to conduct the future, you have to conduct the CPD activities or future CPD activities in order to engage them for the upcoming sessions. You have to uh, conduct like future appointments for future meetings regarding occupational health and safety, and you can request them to like book an appointment for me, or you can request them to like mark a schedule on their like daily activities regarding these meetings, or you have to plan or projects in about future in the coming weeks, in the coming months, or in the coming quarters according to the occupational health and safety. So in this way, you can develop links with the appropriate people and groups in occupational health and safety. So this was totally about the learning outcome number two. So I'm going to conclude that the learning outcome number two was totally about developing link. So as we all know that individual is nothing. We need a group of people. We need synergy. We need more persons who are having communication skills, who are having influencing power to influence others, to communicate with others, and to like enforce things to others. So in this, you have to develop additional link with others so that you can perform the activities in a better way, and you can develop links and for the better implication of health and safety standards at the workplace. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the video. For the learning outcome number three, you have to go to the next video. Thank you.